Now the latest on Ebola in America. The CDC has new guidelines now for healthcare workers taking care of Ebola patients. The new guidelines call for being covered head to toe with face shields, hoods, and boot covers, and workers must be supervised by a trained monitor when using the gear. No word on exactly when the procedures will be implemented. In another development, an American doctor infected with Ebola in Sierra Leone last month has quietly gone home after spending 6 weeks at Emory Hospital in Atlanta. The doctor, who has asked not to be named for now, was working with the World Health Organization when he was infected. He joins medical missionaries Dr. Ken Brantley and Nancy Wrightball as patients who survived the virus after being treated at Emory. And Dallas nurse Amber Vinson, who contracted the disease from Ebola victim Thomas Eric Duncan, is currently a patient at Emory. Yeah, Game 1 of the 2014 World Series tonight in Kansas City. And after an amazing playoff run, the hometown Royals are looking for their first World Series title since 1985. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Giants are in their third World Series in just 5 years, and they won the other two, by the way. Both teams started postseason play from the wild card position. It's the first time that's happened since 2002. And both teams were strong in their playoff runs as well, with a combined record of 16 wins and 2 losses. The Royals, by the way, haven't lost in the playoffs yet. The Royals get home field advantage because the American League won this year's All-Star game. And when it comes to a major sports championship like the World Series, no superstition is too silly.
Oh, no. Now, for the direct.
It's all the news, weather, traffic, and sports in the next 10 minutes. You need to start your day. We begin with breaking news in York County. Crews are on the scene of a house fire near Wellsville at this hour. And that's where News 8 morning reporter Brendan McNamara joins us live with the latest information. Brendan, good morning. The water cooler today, and we begin with a medical breakthrough in Britain.
This is pretty amazing. This paralyzed man's been able to walk again after nerve cells from his nose were transplanted to his spinal cord. Yeah, this treatment was first carried out in Poland in collaboration with scientists in London, and these nerve cells enabled him to walk. They're able to renew themselves as well. Wow. Scientists believe that those nasal cells, they provide a pathway to enable fibers above and below the spinal cord injury to reconnect. This is a breakthrough. Can you imagine what we can do with this? Research team says the achievement is more impressive than the man walking on the moon, but that is incredible. Yeah, he became paralyzed after a knife attack apparently. Okay. So,
wow.
But to be able to walk again, that's pretty amazing.
And not only that, then you can smell the floor too.
Huh? Oh, went over my head, Jerry.
Took a while.
Eventually,
it's early, though.
It's early.
All right. Okay.
Well, how happy are you? Well, apparently this answer depends on your age. I don't know if I believe this one.
Well, a recent survey of 2,000 people in Britain found that age 58 is the time when people are said to be the most content. People said they were finally able to reach a good work-life balance at that time. Meanwhile, the least happy age, 35. High-pressure jobs mixed with stressful family commitments were the reasons given. But the #1 contributor to happiness, according to the study, is spending time with the family.
There you
go.
So
you said you're skeptical. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like these years. I mean, these are kind of the best years so far of my life.
I've heard this before, though, because they say that you have a lot more stress in the middle part of your life because you tend to be still working a lot at your career and you have the family commitments. And by the time you're 58, you won't have as much of that.
And 58 is before all the illnesses happen, because as you get older, you know, things sort of break down.
Yeah. But you're looking at it the right way, because
I
the mid part of life has a lot of great things as well.
In my 40s, this is like the best decade so far.
Good attitude, yeah. Well, now to the cute animal video of the morning. Yeah,
this 1-month-old bear cub, he's so cute. There he is. Do you see him there? Look, nobody's scared of this little guy because he's just roaming around the aisles there. This is in southern Oregon. Oh, this is so cute. His first stop was a motel. He entered through an open door, didn't like anything he saw there, so he hopped out this little window, crossed over the street, went to a Rite Aid. Act like he owned the place, but apparently the police just scooped him up in a little shopping basket. But he is now under the care of wildlife officials because he's now been in contact with humans, so he can't go back out in the wild. So he's off to a rehab center in a zoo.
That is
apparently,
amazing.
Where he's going to be. Isn't he cute?
It reminds me of like what, Paddington? Isn't that the bear that walks around? Just needs I'm 17 now. New information has been leaked about the night an unarmed teenager was shot in Ferguson, Missouri. The autopsy report shows that 18-year-old Michael Brown was shot in the hand at close range. The report also shows the teen had marijuana in his system. Those analyzing the report say it supports the officer's claims that Brown assaulted him in his police car and that he feared for his life. His family attorney says the autopsy leaks and grand jury testimony might be a deliberate move by the prosecutor. And orders from the CDC to Pennsylvania airports preparing for the possibility of Ebola. Good morning. It's Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Jere Gish. News in the fight against Ebola in America. The family of the second nurse to contract the virus in Dallas, Amber Vinson, says she's Ebola-free. That doesn't mean she'll be leaving Emory Hospital in Atlanta anytime soon, though. Doctors are keeping her there for more observation. The first nurse diagnosed with Ebola in America, Nina Pham, remains in good condition this morning. And the Centers for Disease Control is ordering Pennsylvania to equip its airports with thermometers and Ebola information packets. It's one of 5 states ordered to do so. The CDC says that given the state's proximity to international airports, all travelers in those areas who return from West African countries will be asked to keep track of their temperature twice a day for 3 weeks after their return. Right now, the state is trying to figure out the best way to have travelers report their results each day. State police have charged a home inspector with trying to sell items left behind in foreclosed homes. Police say 31-year-old Justin Archer of Berks County would take pictures of appliances and then post them on Craigslist. They caught Archer when 2 men interested in buying a washer and dryer showed up at a home in Bethel Township, Lebanon County. Real estate agent told them it was the whole house for sale, not just the appliances. Police believe Archer may have other victims in Lancaster, Berks, and Chester counties where he had access to homes through his job. Still to come here at News 8 today, another White House fence jumper, again caught on tape. Julie, well, former Lebanon County pastor Frank Schaefer should find out once and for all this weekend if he can continue to minister in the United Methodist Church. He's fighting to keep his job after officiating his son's same-sex wedding. The church initially defrocked Schaefer, but he was reinstated last summer on appeal. So the church council has now taken his case to the church's highest judicial body in Memphis, Tennessee. Commitment 2014 this morning, a new study finds Pennsylvania is 50th, last in the U.S., for job creation. That's according to the left-leaning Keystone Research Center. This information could become ammo in the race for governor. Governor Corbett says since he took office, 150,000 new private sector jobs have been created. But there's a caveat here. Public jobs, mostly in local government, shrank, so overall job growth is closer to 100,000. During an exclusive interview with Governor Corbett, News 8's Pete Montine asked him if he can take full credit for state job growth. Meanwhile, Tom Wolf says he has a 4-point plan to grow Pennsylvania's economy. He says it starts with better funding for schools and touting Pennsylvania's location. That's something he says the Corbett administration hasn't been doing this term.
First of all, they ought to look at where they are right now and what's happened to them in their lives over the last 4 years. I think one of the things I can point to is that over the last 4 years, whatever we've been doing hasn't worked.
And News 8 is working on a multi-part series about where the candidates stand on the election's biggest issues, and look for those stories to air next week.